you love the winter, and you're very busy in the winter. But I got to believe that one of your favorite things to do is to go kayaking. And what a wonderful thing to share with people. Do you share it?
Greg, what a cue. I should take it.
I just threw it right at you, didn't I?
Yeah, when winter, I mean, so come on, we're Mainers,
Yeah.
long winter.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of look pretty fondly towards summer.
Different season.
Change of seasons, change of pace. I might even shave when summer comes about in order to take to the woods. I've had the good fortune for 30 plus years now to take summers and enjoy the Maine summers by taking to the woods. Because things need a name. It's called Maine Kayak Expeditions. At one point, I did it pretty commercially with a team of guides and running multiple trips. You know, now it's very low key. It's just me, but things need a name, so it's called Maine Kayak Expeditions.
It's not just me. It's with you.
With me.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Because who is with me? Well, for the past several years, for the past 10 or so years, I've kind of devoted to doing this just with kids. So usually it's 13 years old and up, depending on the medium that we use. Mm-hmm. There's a shorter trip that we do. So these are wilderness trips. You know, think of them as an outward bound or Knowles type of experience, where the idea is to take a group of, in this case, teenagers, take them into the woods, do away with electronics, social pressures, kind of have a blank slate and
See how that feels.
And see how that feels, right? Exactly. And it's well, I think that everybody is always a little apprehensive at first, but it's remarkable how quickly one sets. We're adaptable people, you know. Mm-hmm. It's remarkable how quickly one sets into the new pace and the relationships that are created and the skills that are acquired. And
that's a key point too. The skills that are
it's
required.
Just huge. Yeah, it's amazing.
And we're looking at some of that footage now.
So we'll use we'll use usually either sea kayaking or whitewater kayaking to create the I should say an added tool to the experience, like others might use hiking or canoeing, which I've done a lot of as well. But I really like the kayaking aspect of it, whether it is sea kayaking. We're looking at pictures right now where we're actually using sea kayaks, expedition sea kayaks. You can store, a week's worth of gear and food in there. On that particular trip, this is known as the Flagstaff Explorer. We use a local resource here, right up on Flagstaff Lake, and we go for the week, hopping around islands, camping around the lake, including a day hike of Bigelow. We can see Sugarloaf in the background here on a nice summer day. This is a shorter trip that caters to a younger age group. We'll also use whitewater kayaking. So that is by far the most powerful medium that I've ever played with, well beyond canoeing or hiking or rock climbing. Whitewater kayaking is, I like to call it the great equalizer. Is it the introduction of a new skill? Is it the flowing medium, the water, right? That we're just not, it's pretty hard to be instinctive on water.
You have to react, right?
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Skiers do quite well with it. There's
like skiing in the woods.
There's balance, there's picking your line, there's the sort of concentration that it requires to push off and go, come out of the eddy. This is an amazing, amazing experience. The whitewater kayaking is a little bit more instruction intensive, so usually that is at least a 2-week-long trip. Mm-hmm. And we'll go for at least, let's see, this summer it's going to be, we're going to do on the Rapid River. There's our photos that we're watching right now from the Rapid River. Yep. There's going to be a trip that we'll do from July 7th through the 22nd. That caters to 14-year-olds and up. Mm-hmm. And that particular trip is no previous experience required. Everything is included other than your personal, you're going to bring your personal sleeping bag, your personal sleeping pad, your articles of clothing. But all the camping, all the paddling, all the tripping gear is included in the trip. Cost, I wish I could make it so affordable. Unfortunately, all these things cost money. It's pretty equipment intensive. Mm-hmm. This 16-day trip is what is it? It's $2,099, but it is all inclusive. and overall a pretty good value when one starts looking at what this sort of experience usually costs. And that's been, I'm pretty keen on that. Again, I've got a low overhead. I've been doing it for years and years and years. It's less of a business proposition for me as it is just an opportunity to go and take to
I
the
got to
woods.
believe that you just really enjoy the sharing part of it, because there is a lot to share, right?
There is. There's a, it reminds me that there's a great personality who just passed away. Coach Tom Reynolds just passed away.
Sure,
Tom
sure.
Reynolds was, the mentor for
Yep.
dozens, hundreds of us here at Sugarloaf and within the adjacent communities. And having been one of the many disciples of Coach Reynolds, there's things that come to my mind where coaching is teaching, teaching is coaching. You go through life, you acquire skills, you acquire knowledge, right? You try to put all that together to start networking and getting resources. You try to build your reputation. Well, once you've got that package together, what is there? Right. There is teaching. There is trying to pass it on, right? I mean, that's the idea. And for hopefully completing the loop so that those that you're passing it on to might be able to do so as well. That one worries me a little bit. I think this might be the last year for me of doing wilderness trips.
Oh.
30 plus years, just because, it's fairly physical, it's intensive, it needs proper leadership. And I don't know, hopefully we'll be sitting here next year and I'll be revisiting. But I think of folks like Coach Reynolds who dedicated their lives to to teaching, to nurturing, to trying to bring the best out of people. And ultimately, that is the goal on those trips. And I think of all those wilderness trip experiences, whether it is mine, but also the likes of Outward Bound, or for me, great mentorship was gained at Shawanki. Right. Amazing programs that they do there as well. That's really the value behind it, creating good people in a simple life, away from a lot of the everyday distractions that we can't avoid, but it's nice to know that there are other ways.
Well, we'll talk about that retirement next year, because you never know, right? A great trip, but opportunity. It sounds to me like this could be an opportunity for someone of a lifetime.
So great opportunity, and if there are folks out there who have kids who are a little bit adventure prone, best way to do that is to get in touch with me, Lionel at Happy Tunes. Its phone number is 207-235-TUNE, 235-8863. Best probably is email, happy@skihappytunes.com. One word, happy@skihappytunes.com. There will be, we talked about the July 7th through the 22nd, 2 weeks. No previous experience required. There's another trip that we're going to do, but this one will require previous experience. So that's likely to be returnees or kids who have had previous paddling experience, whitewater experience, because this is going to be another whitewater expedition from the 14th through the 29th of July. And then for maybe slightly younger, starting around 13 years old, a shorter trip, 1 week trip that we'll use, again, using Bigelow and Flagstaff Lake to go. And it's a great introduction to wilderness tripping. And that's a shorter trip, a 1 week trip that will take place later in August this year. It looks like it's going to be August 18th through the 24th. And that usually caters to more like 13 to 15-year-olds. The early bird price on that one, if one signs up before the end of April, is $775. And I think there are a couple spots left on that one as well.
You'll be talking about it the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Someone goes on the trip, there may be someone you say, you know what, there may be someone to pass the baton on to. Who knows? You might meet that person this trip. You can find out more. Give them a call, 207-235-TUNE. That's very clever, by the way, how you did that. Thank you, Lionel. A pleasure to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for